Hi everybody, I want to tell you a little bit more about how to play with text and typography. Okay, first of all I have page 4 and 5 and I filled it with a piece of an article. Every text box is in logical order, meaning that I started here and I clicked on the red cross, I continued here, clicked on a red cross, continued here, clicked on a red cross, continued here, clicked on a red cross. And I could even continue more, but for me this is sufficient. Why is this handy? Because if I make an adjustment in font, for example, I can actually adjust everything, or color or whatever. And also if I put an image in between with some text wrap is over here, then my text will get shifted and it will continue in the other text boxes. Okay. If you put a text from the internet in your magazine, make sure that you check it because InDesign doesn't read it. Wait, I want to hide my baseline grid. I'm going to explain that to you a bit later. For example, here, living, it's not correctly hyphened. You see that? InDesign doesn't read it, so you always have to check your text. Okay, something that you can do actually, let me select all the fonts, all the text of the articles, is you go to paragraph and here you see hyphenate. It's now checked. If I uncheck this, it means that all the words won't use a hyphenation anymore. So none of the words are hyphened. It's an easy way to solve it. However, as you can see, it doesn't look very good because there's a lot of difference in the length of the sentences. So actually, I don't prefer that. So just check your text well. Another option to make your text look good, wait, I want to have all the text selected, is this particular icon. With this icon you spread your text over the entire width of a particular column and that can look really nice. However, you have to be careful for rivers inside your text. And that means that, for example, a lot of white space, this paragraph has a little bit more white space than a paragraph above it. A lot of white space that looks like a white river, for example. Okay, let's see. I want my image to have a little bit more text wrap. What's going on over here? Like this. Yes. The next thing I want to show you is baseline grid. First of all, I'm going to make this part of the text bold. Let's pretend it is a lead. Oh, sorry, I need this one. All right. Let's go to View, and now we go to Show Baseline Grid. At this moment you don't see anything, but that is because I zoomed out pretty much. So if we zoom in, then we see there is my baseline grid. Okay, let's have a look at this page. This sentence, according to, starts on my baseline grid, and then we continue and it just starts floating and floating. And if we look at the left and the right side, all the sentences are on an entirely different height. Not very pretty. So we want to align that. How do we do that? Once again, we select all the text, we go to paragraph again, and we go to this particular icon that says, we hover over it, align to baseline grid. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it now snapped to the baseline grid, but on each and every line. We can influence that over here. It's now automatic. I don't want that. Let's go to 11. 11 is fine, but maybe a bit too cramped. So let's go to 12. And let's go to 13. 13 is too much, so 12 is okay. Now all my text is aligned to the baseline grid and it looks much better. If you think that this baseline grid is still a bit too tight, then you can go to InDesign Preferences and Grids. Here we are. And here you can adjust it. Increasement every 13 points, 14 points, I don't know. You can even give it a different color if you don't like the default color of blue. So you can play with it a little bit. Okay, let's zoom out. This is the part that I haven't adjusted yet, so that doesn't look so good. Let's forget about this entire text box for now. Remember that if you press W, you can see your design without all the guidelines. Not that this is such a beautiful design, but if we look at the text, it looks quite neat.